Careful, enemy soldier. I'm looking right at an enemy soldier.
This is the most ridiculous, overpowered thing I've ever seen in Battlefield 1. Heavy bomber, strategic package, okay? That one that I just selected down there. Now I've put a few clips together, so hopefully you'll see the point. Oh, it's just music to my ears. What's the deal with this? Well, I don't know like if this was tested or if this was ever in the CTE. Maybe this has been in the game for ages. People just didn't realize or didn't know about it. Obviously the heavy bomber has been in the game since the In the Name of the Tsar DLC, but this package I'm not sure. So let's get this straight. I'm not much of a pilot. I'm not a very good pilot. But let me tell you, you can go on insane kill streaks with this thing, okay? So this heavy bomber here, it's got 4 seats. You're the pilot, obviously. It's got a gun on the back, a gun on the front, and it's got a space for somebody to sit and repair you with a wrench. Now, the gun, as you can see here, you can actually control this, fly and fire at the same time. So you can use those cannons on the front to soften people up. And then, this is the main weapon of choice here. You get 5 anti-infantry mortars that just rain down hell and destruction on anyone below you. And that was my first death there. This is just operations, Quentin Scar, 38 kills.
Look sharp.
And that little photograph flash thing that you're seeing there, if you press 3 when you're in this view, you can actually take a quick Instagram shot and spot everyone that's in your field of view. So you switch to the cannon as you're flying in, you spot everyone with that, and then you get a good idea where the groups of enemies are. If it's operations like this, normally behind one of the flags, whether you're attacking or defending. If it's conquest, on a certain map, you can usually find the group of enemies there. And then you just fly over them. You can do this from really high up too. There's some clips later on where I'm really high up doing this. And you just unleash hell. So there, I've just softened them up, done 144 damage there with the cannons. Flying over, and right about now I reckon, you get 5 mortars. You can choose when to drop them too. You don't have to drop them all in one go like I'm doing. So you could selectively, if you were really good in the planes, like pick your targets. Because I reckon that 1 mortar barrage is enough to kill a group of enemies. So maybe you could take out the entire enemy team if they were all grouped in one position. So you see here I'm very high up, but the anti-air is actually still hitting me. And this guy, Indian 4 Pale Ale, he was like one of the only people in this game. Look at this in the chat. Good job, Jack. Space bomber, much skill. Sorry, that India Pale Ale guy. He was one of the only people actually getting on the anti-air guns to deal with me. Now, I think there's an argument here to say, yeah, this is ridiculously OP because it's not hard to use, right? And you'll see my score at the end of the round. It's insane. But one person on an anti-air gun can kill you when you're in this thing because you're a massive target and you fly really, really slow. And whoever's inside repairing you can't keep up with the damage. So it is actually quite easy to be killed when you're flying around in this thing. But it's just, you just need someone on the enemy team to have the initiative to actually realise, oh, we're getting stomped on by a bomber, and then get on an AA, or for, you know, at least a couple of support players to just fire at you with their LMGs, and that's going to do a lot of damage. I mean, I'm taking damage here from LMGs. That isn't AA fire right now, so the bomber's actually kind of weak, but you need to be on the ball, and you need to be thinking, oh, the guy's in that bomber, he's just destroyed us. Next time he flies over, like this, we're going to get in the AA, or we're going to get the LMGs and take him down. Because you see, didn't have a chance there to actually release the payload, and they managed to kill me there before I could fly over them. And this is another clip, like, they're firing LMGs at me, they're firing AAs at me, like, pretty much just as I spawned in, so I didn't have any opportunity there to actually use this thing. But if you fly high up, you can actually take out the A by yourself, like this. and they can't put out enough damage before you can kill them. And if you've got someone repairing you, or you can self-repair, of course, with the planes, you can just keep flying round and round and round. Now, of course, if you destroy an anti-air, it can be repaired by a support player with the wrench or the hammer, whatever you want to call it. But realistically, how many people actually pick the repair tool when they're playing as support? Not that many. So you're seeing a good example of the strat here. Just soften them up. I mean, that's going to be a lot of kills there. You just get a feel. Look, oh, I mean, what? Am I wrong here? Am I wrong in saying that this is OP as hell? Right? Now, I get the Battlefield games are about land, sea, and air, right? The dynamic between them, but that's just too much damage in my opinion. Like, the planes are already really good in this game. Attack planes can drop the grenades. They can do splash damage with their main cannons. The bombers are really good against vehicles. Do we really need an anti-infantry heavy bomber that can wipe out the entire team in one bombing run in this game? I don't think we do. I don't think we do, man. I don't know, but this, let me tell you, this is a great way to do all of those pilot specializations or rank up your pilot class. Maybe that's why this is in the game, to kind of make that a bit easier, but getting multi-kills is very easy, as you can see. Getting points, bonuses, damage, anything really. Like, if you're using this thing right now, it's easy to use. I mean, check this out. There's one kill before I've even dropped the bombs. And this actually helped us, because that cleared off the A flag. You know, they were going to push there and take the A flag, but that bombing run just completely denied that from happening. And I just think it's a bit too good, you know? Please tell me if I'm wrong.
Watch out, a soldier.
I can see DICE probably nerfing this in the next patch, whenever that is. But I'm really high up here, and you can do it from this high. The mortars just fall down to the ground and the air burst just before they hit the ground. It was actually the Behemoth AA that took me out here though. So fair play to him. So let me tell you, if you're in a game of BF1 and you see someone on the enemy team with like 52 kills and 0 deaths, they're probably doing this. So get on an anti-air gun, get in a fighter, perhaps. Fighter planes take these down dead easily. This is the end of the game. I finished 113 to 9, and look on the enemy team there. Ironhard. Now, I don't know if he was doing the same thing. Maybe he's just a good sniper. But I reckon he was doing the same thing. But look, Real Jack doesn't like planes that much. Well, he does now, let me tell you. Let me tell you, he does now. Operations again here. This time, we're on Galicia. Good map for insane multi-kills with this thing. People just bunch up like crazy. AA's taking me out here though. But you know what? I'm gonna take him down with me. Good night. That'll teach you. People were a bit more turned on this map, you know, shooting me. I suppose because it's a bit more open and they can see the planes easier, but it's madness. It's madness. If there was any good pilots though on this server or on the last one that I was on, I'd have been dead in seconds. Because fighters and attack planes, you know, tank hunter attack planes can take you out really quick. And if you don't have a good gunner on the back, then you're pretty screwed. But for the most part, I think this is stupidly OP. I really do. I think it's way easy to use and get kills with it. And you know, this kind of thing is bad for the game because it's just going to annoy people that are on the ground, isn't it? Like, there's nothing worse in Battlefield games than being killed by something that you can't see and you can't counter. Now, when I say can't see, obviously you can see a plane, but you can't counter mortars like that. You can't shoot them out of the sky, not that I think you should be able to. But you know what I'm saying? Like, for people that are new to the franchise, let's say you just load up Battlefield 1 and you just repeatedly get killed by a bomber without any warning. Isn't that just a bad thing? You tell me if I'm wrong, but there you go. There it is. That's the heavy bomber strategic package, as it's called. But yeah, I just had to put this out there because I think this is ridiculous, and unless it gets patched, I really see this as a problem. This is going to be a big one, surely. This is when the stutter was on too. They fixed the stutter now though, thankfully. DICE released a patch today. They fixed all that stuttering, which is good. The Round of Quentin scar was on the new patch. This is on the old patch. It's just too easy, isn't it? There's a clip on Sinai Desert.
Enemy soldier.
So many there. So many. And there's just nothing they can do. There's just nothing. Wiped out. Should airplanes have that much influence on what's going on the ground in a battlefield game when the majority of the players are infantry on the ground? I don't think they should. I think this is way too much. But there you go, that's just my 2 cents on it anyway. Let me know what you think down in the comments below. Is this ridiculous? Has this been tested? I don't know. I don't know the history of this. If it was tested, didn't anyone question it and say, hey, maybe this is a bit too good? I'm not sure, but there it is. I think the main problem is the area, the spread that you can do damage, and also the amount of damage that you can put out. Like, it doesn't even matter if you die during this bombing run because you can kill so many of the enemy team and just deplete so many tickets. If it's on operations, you can completely stop a push. Even if they kill you, it doesn't matter. Like, you've got 20 kills, you've died once, you've completely squashed them out. If you enjoyed the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, a thumbs down. Leave a comment down below, subscribe if you want to see more, and I'll see you in the next one.